Jambo. In today's video, I'm going to share my thoughts on the location rule when it comes to buying a plot of land or a house. My thoughts are about this rule when it comes to buying a plot of land or a house, specifically in the city of Goma, in the Democratic Republic of Congo. And Goma is in the eastern part of Congo, or basically in the Kivu region. My thoughts are based on my observations and also on my experiences as someone who has bought a plot of land in Goma and who's building a house in the city of Goma. As well, I've based my thoughts on the history of the city of Goma, or rather on the history of volcanoes and volcanic eruption that affect the city of Goma. So as we know, this location rule simply means that when looking for a plot of land or a house to buy or to build, you should think about choosing a plot of land, a house in a good area. And a good area is an area where you can find a good system for transport. You have good schools for those who have children, for example. You have water and electricity provided in that area. You have safety, security in that area. You have access to medical centers. Another thing that is said to make an area good is the accessibility to grocery shops, or our open African market, where you can get supplies for your kitchen, for your house. Actually, you can add other things to this list, because really the definition of what is good or what is comfortable can differ between people. It can depend on your personal realities, circumstances, preferences, and so on. So for example, you can also think about an area where there are places where to go for entertainment, leisure. So maybe a restaurant, a gym, a cinema, a theater, a beach. People back home are really into, they are so big about this location thing, to the extent that some areas are said to be ghettos, or they are far away, they are villages, or your house, your plot of land should be on this side of the roads, it shouldn't be on this other side of the roads, it should be specifically in this area. Mainly good areas for most people back home, when we're talking about the city of Goma, are areas like Himbi, the city center, part of Birere, Office, Virunga, part of Majengo, part of Mabanga, part of Katindo. And ghetto areas are areas like part of Keshero, Ndosho, Mugunga, Nzulo. So for them, these areas are ghettos, they are far away, they are villages. And I'm like, okay, but historically it's been recorded that every 19 or 20 years there is a volcanic eruption that happens, and it affects the city of Goma. Of course, after each volcanic eruption, everyone gets back their plot of land, they rebuild again and so on. But I'm like, I can't spend my life rebuilding my house every 19 or 20 years. Areas that are quite every time affected when there is a volcanic eruption, these areas called good areas. In the past 20-40 years, these ghetto areas are the areas that haven't been affected whenever there is a volcanic eruption. So for me, really what matters and what is a good area, it's an area where there is safety and security. And when I'm talking about safety and security, I'm talking about an area where you're not affected by wars, armed conflicts, even armed robbers. And also another thing that for me make an area a good area is exactly an area that is more or less protected in the case of a volcanic eruption. Of course, I know that no one can tell in advance which area will be affected or will not be affected in the case of a volcanic eruption, but like I said, just historically, and some people try also to look at how every time the lava, the direction the lava take before it gets to the city of Goma, and rarely they go in the direction of part of Katindo, Ndosho, Keshero, and all these new areas which are said to be far away villages, not good areas. But also on top of this argument, the reasons I've given, I think when you think about the price of a plot of land or a house in Goma, and I can tell you Goma is one of the places in the whole of Congo where plot of lands and houses cost load of money. So for me, if it's in this less good area where I'll find a good plot of land I can afford, that's another reason for me to pick these less desirable areas. Lastly, they say it is a person that turns a house into a home. So it's up to you to create that house that is really a home. It's not just a building, it's not just furniture, but it's a sanctuary for you. It's a place where you find peace, where you re-energize yourself again, where you find love, where there is joy, and so on. Of course, you shouldn't compromise on your safety, the safety of your loved ones. You shouldn't even compromise on your ambitions, your preferences, if you can afford that. But it's just, you shouldn't kill yourself about getting a house, a plot of land in a specific area because people say that's the best, that's the good area. Definitely many of these new areas in Goma don't have all the basic public services, and anyway, we've learned we can't be waiting on the state or anybody else to do things for us. Maybe it's just the case of you. It's you who are going to bring development to this new neighborhood. Who knows? Yeah. One person sees this thing as a problem, another comes and they see it as an opportunity. Those were my thoughts about today's topic. Feel free to share yours, even if they are different from mine. We don't have to agree on everything. We don't have to see things the same way. It's okay if you've got an opinion different to mine. Just nicely share it in the comment section, because what we want is just a collection of these different opinions, experiences, ideas people can learn from, people can get inspired from, and when it's time for them as well to buy a plot of land or a house back home, they are able to make a well-informed decision. So until next time, kwaheri, au revoir, bye.